Earlier in the week, the Toronto Raptors added former first-round pick Deandre Bembry after his 4-year rookie contract with the Atlanta Hawks expired. So, what can we expect Bembry's impact to be with the Raptors over the course of this season? Let's get into it. Welcome to Amateur Sports, where we just hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel and we are looking to push on even further. Thank you so much to everybody who did hit that subscribe button and join the movement of the channel. We've had some fantastic support over the last couple of weeks. I'm so thankful and grateful for everybody involved in that. Thank you so much. If it is your first time here with me today and you like what you see, you also want to join the movement of the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. There are big things coming in the future. But on to today's topic, we're talking about Deandre Bembry. And I didn't really have time to talk about him, earlier in the week, last week when he got signed, because there was just so much other stuff going on. And somebody asked about him in the comments. I said, I don't know if he's really worth a full video, but decided that, not a lot happening right now. Let's give a full video, a full take on this Deandre Bembry signing, because he looks like he's going to be a bit of a role player for the Toronto Raptors over the course of this season. I initially thought that maybe he wasn't going to get any play time, and maybe that will still be the case. But now looking at it, I think he does have his spot within this Raptors rotation. So we're going to talk about how his impact will be with the Toronto Raptors. So what we're getting in Deandre Bembry, well, what we're not getting is a huge offensive threat. He's never really been an offensive threat over the course of his NBA career. Averages over his career are 6.6 points per game. He shoots about 27% from three, so we have not gotten a shooter. We have not gotten a scorer. Deandre Bembry is not an offensive threat, really. And it's kind of surprising because he averaged over 17 points per game in 2 straight seasons in college, his second and third year at St. Joseph. So he had scoring potential there. He never really had the three ball. Only shot 27% from three as well in his final year of college. So he got drafted for his defense and to be a bit of a scorer. 17 points per game. You thought you could bring that to the NBA and get over 10 points per game at least. But Deandre Bembry, in his 4 years with the Atlanta Hawks, where he has been given a lot of chances to prove himself, has never averaged above 10 points per game. His career high in points per game for a season is just over 8. So we're not getting an offensive threat. So we don't really need one. We've got our scorers. We've got a lot of guys who can put the ball in the basket. Deandre Bembry does not need to be one of them, because Deandre Bembry is an absolute defensive specialist. And he plays the wings. He plays basically any of the first 3 positions. You can play shooting guard. You can play small forward. And on occasion, can play point guard. I'm going to tell you right now, though, never playing point guard for the Toronto Raptors, but probably brought in to be a wing defensive specialist. Bembry brings a lot of the things that Rondae Hollis-Jefferson brought last season in terms of his hustle stats, because Deandre Bembry is a workhorse. He hustles. He is a hound on defense. He hunts you down, disrupts your space, gets in your face. He's just a player you don't want to play against from an offensive standpoint. You don't want to come up against that guy playing defense on you, because he is just all over you. He's relentless. He works hard for the defensive stops. He gets deflections. He gets steals. He is just an absolute menace on the defensive end. What he doesn't bring is the height Rondae Hollis-Jefferson brought. Rondae was a great backup power forward. He was a great rebounder, great against playing bigs. Like, if there was a lot of injuries, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson started some games at the 5 spot. That is not what Deandre Bembry can do. But Deandre Bembry is versatile. The Raptors have loved these defenders over the last few years who are versatile, who can guard multiple positions, like OG Anunoby, who I think can guard any of the 5 positions on the court. Your guards can guard at least the point guard and a shooting guard. The Raptors just love these guys who are versatile in their positions, who are big enough to guard multiple positions. Deandre Bembry can guard probably any of the first 3 positions, and maybe guard at the power forward. He's a little bit smaller for that, 6'5", but the Raptors, who love to play a rotational style of defense, if there was a switch for Deandre Bembry onto, let's say, a power forward, he would be able to hold his own. Obviously, that's not ideal, but the versatility of his defense makes him a valuable asset from a defensive standpoint. Now, Sure, he does have that, potential from his college days of being an offensive threat. It doesn't look like in 1 year with the Raptors he's going to be able to solve that. The Raptors have him here to be versatile on defense. Imagine playing Bembry at the shooting guard position with Kyle Lowry at point guard and OG Anunoby at small forward. 3 menaces on defense. 3 guys you do not want to come against when you're playing offense, because they hustle, they get the steals, they get the deflections, they make your life so difficult. And if any of them switch on to somebody else, they are still just as effective in those positions. You just don't want to play these guys on defense. But Deandre Bembry is only in those scenarios very infrequently because of his inability to play offense. So ultimately, we signed a guy who's probably the 10th guy in the rotation, I think, maybe even 11. What he can bring to you here is just straight up be a good defender. He can be a wing defender. If there's an assignment you need him to work on, you're up late, you need to stop, this is the guy you can bring onto the court. I think I would much rather have Paul Watson get a lot of those minutes in the bulk of the game, where you need to be good in transition, be good on offense, because I like to see what Paul Watson has to offer this season. As far as Deandre Bembry goes, he's that threat on defense. He's not that threat on offense. We have to take it for what it is. He's a former first-round pick that never really panned out, so the Raptors are giving him an opportunity here. Looking at this decision from Deandre Bembry's perspective, this is really a second chance in the NBA. Was there really a lot of teams looking to bring him in? Maybe not. 4 not-so-good years with the Atlanta Hawks, not showing a lot of ability on offense. There aren't a great amount of teams who would bring you in just for that pretty good defensive end to your game like the Toronto Raptors have done here. But the Raptors have found a guy who is great on defense, is versatile. Bembry fits the bill and looks like a guy the Toronto Raptors can get use out of. And because he has that first-round pick potential, maybe some untapped potential here, the Raptors might be looking to find a little bit extra from Bembry than he showed in his time with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't know if he's going to get enough time to really prove his worth from an offensive standpoint, but Bembry is also playing for his future in the NBA over the course of this season. And you best believe that when he's playing for his future as an NBA player, he is going to run himself into the ground on defense. He's going to hustle. He's going to work for these minutes, work for his contracts in the future, because they are not going to come easy. It's not going to be like that 4-year rookie deal he got. He has to earn everything he's going to get in the NBA, and how he's going to earn it over the course of this season is hustling on defense and being a key matchup for the Raptors on that defensive end. Do we need him to be a guy averaging 10 points per game? No. We just need him to do his job, be a good defender, and on offense, let the other guys do their work. This isn't a groundbreaking signing by any means. This is just, we've signed a guy who can help us out on defense, and that's all it is to it. He's not that special of a product to bring in, but just a nice defensive specialist to have on your bench. Deandre Bembry, kind of looking forward to see what he'll bring. Let's see what his minutes are like. Maybe he won't get a ton of minutes. Maybe he'll be a bit like a Stanley Johnson, who the Raptors bring in just because, okay, he's got that first-round pick potential. Stanley Johnson, a lottery pick, has that potential. Can we find a little bit extra from them somewhere? I think Bembry gets a little more minutes than Stanley Johnson got last season, because Bembry has that really good defensive ability, but we don't really know what's going to happen yet. I think he's going to get sporadic amount of minutes for specific assignments on the court and nothing more. That wraps up this video. Just a little bit of a spiel on Deandre Bembry. Let me know what you think about this signing in the comments down below, and what do you think his impact will be with the Toronto Raptors? I'm interested to hear your opinions. But that wraps it up for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still here, please like the video if you like, and subscribe to Amateur Sports for more content just like this. Like I said, this is just the beginning of the channel. We're looking to expand to bigger things in the future. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined the movement of the channel so far and enables me to provide content just like this. I'm really loving the videos right now. I'm really loving making the videos for you guys. The community has grown into a great and positive place to be for basketball discussion, and that's completely on you guys. Thank you so much for that. But thanks so much again. At the end of the day, I believe what I say. If you disagree, that is okay. We'll see you again next time for another video.